Hey everyone, and welcome to Core Power. We're going to jump right into the practice today. So if you have not warmed up your wrists, I recommend that you watch my wrist warm-up video and practice that before you start this video. You can find the link down in the description. And then also take a look at the how to perform the core breath video so that you understand the core breathing, which is what we do at the beginning of the practice. And again, that link will also be down in the video description. So today we'll be doing 5 different core specific exercises. Think of this class not as a yoga class, but more as a supplementary class that helps you to build some core strength for your yoga asana and your pranayama practice. So by practicing the core breath, that's your beginning and very first thing that you should do to help to strengthen your core and your pelvic floor and to use more of the capacity of your diaphragm when you're breathing. So please do watch that video before you get started here. So we'll be doing the 5 different exercises, about 10 breaths per exercise, 10 full breaths. I don't think of them as repetitions, but more so as breath. So the movement is always with the breath. So come onto your back and we'll start out with the core breath. I like to start with my knees bent. This is the way that I come into my core breath. One hand over the lower abdomen and the other hand over the ribs, right under the chest. Planting the feet firmly, inhaling through the nose and allowing the belly to kind of bulge forward or up towards the ceiling. And as you exhale, drawing the ribs and the hip bones in towards the midline. Good, 9 more breaths here. Inhale and exhale. Inhaling. Exhale 3. Really feeling that contraction in the lower abdomen. Exhaling all of the air out. Warming up your core, 5 more breaths. Four more. Last 2. And 1. Good. Take a nice inhale. Drawing your knees into your chest and just rocking the knees in and out, nice and slow. And then hugging the knees all the way in, lifting the shoulders and the head, keeping an orange between your chin and your chest, but really pulling those knees in, lifting the chin, the nose, or the forehead towards the knees, hugging them in, really engaging through your core. And then releasing the shins or the knees, reaching the fingertips up towards the ceiling here for 5 breaths. Nice deep inhalations and exhalations. See how much you can draw those knees in towards your chest. 2 more breaths here. And then extend that left heel up towards the ceiling and slowly lower that left heel, hovering it above the floor and really drawing that right knee into the chest. You can let the fingertips follow that left foot. Really pull that right knee in. 3 more breaths. One more breath here. And then lifting the left heel back up to the ceiling, draw the knee into the chest and extend the right heel up. Pull the left knee in, hover that right heel here. And if this is too much for you, then you can just keep holding the knees into the chest, drawing the knees in. Pull that left knee in as much as you can. 2 more breaths here. And then lifting that right heel back up to the ceiling and extending both legs up, reaching for your toes. 5 breaths here. Keeping your heels right over top of your hips. One more breath here. Draw the knees back into the chest. Last 5 breaths. See how far you can pull those knees into the chest and reach past your toes or your feet. 2 more breaths. And slowly release it down. You can rock your knees in and out from side to side and then prepare for the rest of our class. So that was your warm-up. In between our movements, you can always rest in child's pose. You're gonna do whatever feels right for you. Listen to your body, rest as much as you need to. And you can always pause the video in between our movement and breath. You can rest longer in child's pose. So just take your time with it. So for the first one, we're coming into a knee hover. So bring your wrists underneath of your shoulders, knees under the hips. You want for the hands to be shoulder width apart and knees to be hip width apart. Tuck your toes. We are doing 5 rounds of breath here with the knee hovers. We're holding the knee hover for 5 breaths and then pressing back into downward facing dog and then coming back into the knee hover for 5 more breaths, okay? So 5 rounds of this. So take a nice inhale in. And as you exhale, push the floor away with your hands and the balls of your feet hovering your knees a few centimeters above the mat. Keep a nice neutral spine and pelvis here and really engage your core on those exhales, drawing your ribs and your hip bones in towards your belly button on each and every exhale. 2 more breaths here. Take a nice inhale and exhale back into downward facing dog, pressing the floor away. And as you inhale, come back into your knee hover. 5 more breaths. Keep that natural curve of your spine, not rounding through your spine. Draw the shoulders away from the ears. 3 more breaths here. One more breath. And exhale, press it back into downward facing dog. Good, inhale for 3. This is our 3rd knee hover, 5 breaths here. Feel the strength of your core. Two more breaths here. Nice, strong and engaged. And then exhale, take it back into downward facing dog. Here's 4 on this inhale. 5 breaths. Two more breaths. Press the floor away. Downward facing dog, and then inhale, come right back into your last knee hover for 5 breaths. Keep pressing the floor away with your hands, lifting up and out through your shoulders. 2 more breaths. Exhale, downward facing dog, good job. Drop your knees to the floor. Take your hips to your heels, walk your hands out. 5 breaths in child's pose. You did great. We're gonna move on to the next movement. We'll be doing 10 here. So 10 breaths for the next movement. 1 more breath in child's pose here. And there are 3 versions for this next set of movements, okay? So this is for beginners. You'll start out in your child's pose here with the forehead on the floor, hips to heels. You'll inhale, look forward, and bring yourself into cobra, keeping the torso low to the ground, drawing the elbows and the shoulders back, tops of the thighs and the feet pressing into the mat. Exhale, release your head down, tuck your toes, press yourself up into plank, and then exhale back to downward facing dog. Drop the knees as you inhale, hips to heels. Take a breath here. And then again, look forward, slide yourself into cobra, keep the torso nice and low here. Release the head down, exhale, inhale, tuck your toes, lift it up into plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, bring it back here. Exhale, take a breath. Inhale, look forward. Bring it into your cobra. Stay low to the ground here. Exhale, release the head down. Inhale, lift it up to plank. And exhale, downward facing dog. So that's beginners. Intermediate students are going to do the exact same thing, but shoot it forward into chaturanga. So from your child's pose, you have to keep your toes tucked under here. So as you inhale and look forward, you're pressing forward from your knees and then popping the knees forward to come into chaturanga. Inhale, lift it up to plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Keep toes tucked, drop your knees, hips to heels. Look forward, bring it into your chaturanga as you exhale. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, downward facing dog. Drop the knees again, hips to heels. Inhale, look forward, stay nice and low. Shoot it forward, chaturanga. Inhale, plank. And exhale, downward facing dog. So that's for intermediate. For advanced students, you'll be hovering the knees. So the knees do not touch the floor. The knees lift up and out to the side, or they can lift in front of you, but they don't rest on the ground. So for those of you that are doing beginner or intermediate, you can go on ahead and start your 10 breaths. I'll be showing advanced students, and then I'll just continue on for the next 10, okay? So I'll demo 3, and then I'll continue on for 7 more. So if you want to start on my count, feel free to. So lifting your knees here. Look forward, come into your chaturanga. Inhale, plank, and exhale, downward facing dog. Drop it down. The knees hover. Chaturanga, lift it up. Exhale, downward facing dog. Drop the hips. Knees don't touch. Chaturanga. Stay low to the floor. That was 3. Here's 4. Knees don't touch. Shoot it forward. And exhale, downward facing dog. Here's 5. And 6. Stay nice and strong here. Stay low to the ground. As you creep forward here. Keep breathing. 2 more. I'm going to do 1 more for good luck here. Staying nice and low. Exhale it back. Child's pose. 5 breaths. And again, you can always pause the video. You can stay here longer. More than 5 breaths. You can stay here for 10 breaths. If you like, you decide. It's nice and warm in here now. All right, so for our next exercise, whenever you're ready for our next movement-based exercises with the breath, we're going to continue with that downward facing dog, but we're doing some knee taps here. So we'll be doing knee to elbow, same knee, same elbow. Again, I'll show you some beginner, some intermediate, and advanced options, so you can decide what feels right for you. We're doing 10 breath movements, 5 to 10. You can decide what works for you. All right, so for beginners, starting out in your downward facing dog here. You're inhaling, taking your left heel up, and you're exhaling and shifting it into plank, drawing your left knee in towards your chest and seeing if you can tap that left knee to the back of your left tricep. And then you'll inhale, take it up. You'll exhale, left knee, left tricep, or left elbow. Inhale, take it up. Exhale, shift the shoulders forward, slightly rounding through the spine, tapping that left knee to the left tricep. So that is for beginners. Intermediate students here, we're gonna add in a little bit of a chaturanga. So you'll inhale that left heel up, and as you exhale and bring the knee forward, you'll bend into that chaturanga, and then inhale it back up. And then you'll exhale, dropping it down, inhaling it back up, and then you'll exhale, taking it down, inhaling it back up. So that is for intermediate to advanced students. If you're feeling super froggy today, you'll inhale that left heel up, you'll exhale, bring it towards, and then you can take it into Kaundinyasana, and then take the heel back up. You'll exhale, take it back into your Kaundinyasana, taking that left thigh to the top of the left tricep here. And again, you can do this for all 10, or you can stop. I'm gonna keep going. So this is 4. You'll catch up if you've already started. Good. If not, I'll meet you when we finish for 10. We have 5 more. Good. Here's 4. 3. 2. And 1. And if you need to rest in child's pose before starting the other side, you're more than welcome to, or you can start on the right. You decide. 10 breaths on the right side. Good, so coming back into your downward facing dog. You're doing your version, whatever works for you. Taking that heel up. Exhale, either the knee taps, or you're coming into your chaturanga, pushing it back up, or you're coming into that Kaundinyasana. I don't think there's room on the right side. Beginning with your 10 here. And then resting in child's pose whenever you're ready. That's 3, 4, halfway there. 5 more. I'm gonna move back into some knee taps here for 6, 7, 8, there we go, 9, and last one, 10, and then rest in child's pose for 5 breaths. Fantastic job. All right. Now we're moving on to Downdog Twist Toe Taps. That's what I like to call them. You'll do 5 to 10 repetitions on each side, or 5 to 10 full breaths on both sides, left and right. So there really is no beginner, intermediate, or advanced version, so we'll all be doing the same thing. You just decide the speed at which you'll do them and how far you'll take it. All right, so we're starting out in that downward facing dog. And from your downward facing dog, we're starting on the left side. So from down dog, drawing your left knee into your chest. You're gonna start spinning your left leg underneath of you and Bringing the ball or the sole of the right foot down so that your hips are facing up to the ceiling, extending the left leg up and tapping it with your right hand. And then you'll spin it back into your downward facing dog. And then again, pull your left knee into your chest. Begin to tuck it underneath of you, coming onto the sole of your right foot, hips face up. You're on the left arm, left leg extends, right arm taps. Spin it back into your downward facing dog. And again, lifting up onto the balls of your feet, pull the left knee in, spin onto the sole of the right foot. You're on the left hand, the right arm extends up, taps the left foot, and you come back into your downward facing dog. So if you want to start, I'll count from here. Here we go. Here's 1. Make sure that your hips are facing up towards the ceiling before you try to lift the leg and tap the toe. You've got to find your balance here. Engage through your core with the hips facing up. That's 4. We're going to come into 5 here. Good. Hips are facing up in between each one. Here's 6. Nice and controlled and slow. 7. 8. Good. Nice little spin you've got going here. Make sure that that right foot is nice and planted before you try and lift the left leg. Good. You can take a rest in child's pose if you need to, or you can come right onto the other side. So coming into downward facing dog, you can always pause the video if you need to. Rise up onto the balls of your feet. Pull the right knee into the chest. Spin that left foot down as you lift the left arm and the right leg, tapping the toe, spinning it back into your downward facing dog. Rise up onto the balls of the feet. Pull the right knee into the chest. Spin to the bottom of that left foot. Keep drawing the right knee underneath of you or on the right arm. Extend the right leg. Tap it with the left hand. That's 2. Good. Here we go for 3. Inhaling it up. 4. Nice and controlled. 5. 6. 7. Make sure those hips are facing up. 8. Hips have to face up to the ceiling before you can try and lift that leg and tap it. 9. We're moving on to the last one. And 10. Spin it back. Take your 5 breaths in child's pose. Woo! This is a good one today. All right, 3 more breaths in your child's pose. And then we're finishing with banana rolls. So typically if you come to my live studio classes, we do banana rolls to an entire song, but because of all of these copyright laws on YouTube, we won't be using a song. We'll be rolling from one end to the mat 10 times. You decide how many of those work for you. I'm gonna do 10, you can do 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, or none. So I'll show you what banana rolls are, and then I need to take my mic off because I'll roll over top of it and it will probably cut off. So banana rolls look like this. You start on one end of your mat and you're coming into boat pose. Whatever that boat pose looks like for you is totally up to you. But when you're in your boat pose, make sure that you're on your sits bones, that the spine is nice and long, and the chest is open. You're not collapsing through the shoulders, and you're not rounding through the spine, and you're not back on the tailbone. Keep everything nice and tall, heart lifting up to the ceiling. You can hold on to the backs of the thighs. You can rest the toes on the ground and hold on to the shins, or you can have a nice free boat pose here. Your choice. You decide what's working for you. So from boat pose, whatever that is, you're dropping it down into half boat, okay? And then you're rolling, onto your side. I'm gonna move this. And then you're rolling onto your side here, squeezing the feet, the thighs, and the buttocks. Then you're rolling onto the belly here, onto the other side, squeezing the legs together, onto the back in your half boat, and then bringing it up into boat pose. Taking it back down, half boat, rolling to the side, squeezing everything nice and tight, rolling onto the belly here, roll onto the other side, nice and engaged, rolling back into your half boat, and then bringing it up for Navasana, and that's 1. We're doing 10. So get ready, take a nice deep inhale here, coming into your boat pose, lowering it down into half boat, squeeze everything together as you roll onto your side, and then bring it onto your belly. Take it over to the opposite side, squeeze everything together, come into half boat here, and then bring it up. Half boat, roll to your side, onto your belly, nice and controlled, over to the other side, bring it onto your back, and then bring it up. That's 1. So lowering it down to half boat, rolling onto your side, onto the belly, other side, back, and bring it up. Lowering down half boat, rolling to the side, belly, side, nice and controlled onto your back, half boat, rising up into boat. That's 2, good, take it down. Rolling to your side and onto the belly, nice and controlled. Squeeze everything, other side, back, and bring it up to boat. Lowering down, half boat, roll to your side, squeeze the legs, onto the belly. Other side, squeeze, onto your back, rising up, boat, 3. Take it down, roll to the side, onto the belly, side, half boat, and boat. Good, take it down. Side, rolling onto your belly, other side, onto your back, half boat, bringing it up for 4, slowly down, roll to the side, onto the belly, squeeze the feet and the thighs together, other side, onto your back, bring it up to boat, and then lower down, half boat, roll to your side, onto your belly, other side, roll onto your back, and bring it up 5, halfway there, take it down, roll to your side, onto your belly, side, squeeze, back, and bring it up, take it down, roll to your side, onto your front, and the other side, half boat on your back, bring it up to boat for 6, take it down, roll to the side, stay nice and engaged here, belly, other side, squeeze all of your muscles, onto your back, boat, and back down, half boat, roll to your side, onto your belly, other side, back, and bring it up, 7, down, side, belly, side, squeeze, back, and bring it up, take it down, side, belly, side, back, and bring it up, take it down, side, belly, roll to the other side, onto your back, half boat, take it up to boat, and back down, side, belly, roll to the other side, back, and bring it up. Good, last one. Take it down. Roll to your side, onto your belly. Other side, squeeze onto your back. Take it up, down, side, onto your front, onto the other side, squeeze onto your back, and bring it up, down, up, down. 3 more, up, down, up, down. Bring it up and relax here. Good job. So you can make your way into child's pose if you need to. Oh, fantastic job. If you completed this entire core power class, more power to you. Bring yourself into child's pose for 5 breaths. 5 breaths in child's pose should be nice and relaxing for you now. Just taking the hips back to the heels, releasing the head down, walking the hands out. Slowing the breath, coming back into that natural, easy rhythm of the breath. And then making your way into Sphinx pose. So coming onto your belly, drawing the elbows underneath the shoulders, relaxing through the buttocks, softening the belly on the inhales. 5 breaths. Palms are facing down. Hands are in line with the elbows and the shoulders. If you're feeling any discomfort in the lower back, you can always just release yourself all the way down. So we're just releasing the abdomen here. And then coming into pranayama, taking the hands underneath of the head for 5 breaths. I'm sure it's a welcome rest. And then we'll turn. You can stay here actually, if you're comfortable. You can stay in pranayama, just resting here. Or you can make your way onto your back for 5 core breaths, if you're still feeling like you can engage your core here. So just taking one hand over the lower abdomen, one hand right below the breast or the chest. Taking a nice inhale through the nose, allowing the belly to bulge. Exhale, drawing the ribs and the hip bones in towards the belly button. 4 more breaths. Really feeling that core on fire. Last 2. And 1. Coming into the natural rhythm of the breath. You can stay here with the knees bent. Maybe you want to take the feet a little bit wider than the mat, allowing the knees to draw into each other. Or you can make your way into Shavasana, taking as many breaths as you need to, just finding some rest and some stillness here, tucking the shoulders under, palms facing up or down, arms out to the side. Just being grateful for that nice, deep, diaphragmatic breath that you have, welcoming the breath into the body. Thank you for joining me for this core power class. Have a wonderful day.